Hello and welcome to The Frame, an initiative of Access Framingham. As the calendar turned to June this week, we continue with the latest on the process to developing the city's operating budget for the 2027 fiscal year. Mayor Charlie Sisitsky's roughly $398 million proposal calls for a 3.5% tax levy rate increase, the use of $10 million in free cash, additional reductions to municipal staffing and department requests, as well as the consolidation of civic departments. Perhaps the most notable specific subject for the last few months of this budget's development has been the money that will be allocated to Framingham Public Schools, as the mayor's plan calls for just over $187 million for the district, about $3 million less than what the school committee had requested back in March. Public comments this week during the City Council's full meeting on Tuesday, June 2nd, and during the school committee's meeting the following night continued to call upon local leaders to preserve staff positions and to fund FPS as much as possible. The City Council did pass the first of two readings of the budget proposal this week as Executive Director of Finance and Operations for the school district, Lincoln Lynch, urged education officials on Wednesday the 3rd to make up that multi-million-dollar difference.
I would recommend that we try to move as swiftly as possible to get to a final number and to close that gap, so the folks that are being let go have an opportunity still to get a job in another district or elsewhere.
The headline of the proposed solution this week, 31 additional FPS positions being reduced on top of the dozens of other salary reductions that were approved in recent months. It would involve 9 actual cuts alongside a combination of non-reappointments, transfers, retirements, and open roles being left vacant. District 3 School Committee member Jennifer Moshe contended that the group has to keep contractual deadlines in mind to let staff members know about their fate, regardless of how the committee feels about the $187 million budget figure itself.
The more we put this off, who is it helping? Who is it benefiting? Nobody wants to see anybody get laid off. The fact is we're down 750 students. We cannot stay at a budget that we had prior when we had 9,500 students in our district. It doesn't make sense.
The school committee did eventually vote to approve the further proposed reductions this week in accordance with the $187 million figure, with additional language in their motion stating that they stand behind their nearly $190.5 million request from March, and that they'd like to see further salaries preserved ahead of any final budget decisions. City Council members were also looking to get a better idea this week about potential restructuring decisions within the municipal government as a way to balance Framingham's FY27 budget. Mayor Sisitsky has proposed bringing Parks and Recreation and the Facilities departments together, while Senior and Veteran Services could fall within the Public Library's purview. Sisitsky pitched the ideas as a way to save money on the city's bottom line, while also addressing requests to find efficiencies within the local government, as these decisions would result in some staff eliminations, namely the Callahan Center director as well as the director of Parks and Rec. Some residents have spoken out against the former, as a Change.org petition opposing the termination of Director of Elder Services Randy Aylesworth has garnered more than 375 verified signatures as of the time of this taping. Additionally, District 3 City Council member Mary Kate Feeney told the mayor her belief that having one person focusing on 3 major municipal service groups could hamper Framingham's ability to take advantage of their long-range plans and goals.
There's all these strategic plans happening that could look at these issues about combining offices, departments, looking how we can strategically do these things better to save money.
The City Council eventually made a motion to have Sisitsky and his administration explore possibilities of reinstating the Callahan Center's directorial position for the 2027 fiscal year, as the budget plan's first reading was approved with the stipulation that the plan remains amendable. The Council's Finance Subcommittee will continue to meet next week to discuss the proposal. As things stand, the budget's second reading, where it could receive final approval, will take place on Tuesday, June 16th. Outside of the budget topic, the City Council moved this week to go ahead with the creation of a Blue Ribbon Committee tasked with analyzing how a community pool could be brought to Framingham. The 13-member commission would assess the city's needs and situation and analyze where a public pool could go, as the community has been without one since the Keefe Tech pool closed 4 years ago. City Councilor for District 8, John Stefanini, contended that a pool is an asset that the city will need. Councilmember Mary Kate Feeney added testimony from 8th graders at Walsh Middle School who think that a new Framingham-based pool could alleviate issues. In a letter to the legislative group, the students wrote, quote, "We want to make it more accessible for people financially. We understand that it would cost less to swim at a pool owned by Framingham than to go to use another town's pool or one that you need a membership to go to, and we feel that this could be really good for Framingham." The City Council unanimously approved the committee's creation this week. More details on all of the top stories that we cover every week on the show can be found on our website, www.theframe.news. There you can find full written articles, feature pieces we've completed across the community, and a calendar filled with upcoming local events. Be sure to subscribe to our email newsletter too, so that you're always up to date with Framingham News in Focus. The first ever Framingham Impact Awards are set to take place next Saturday, June 13th. Students in grades 5 through 11 who excel in fostering positivity, unity, and community service, along with adults who bolster opportunities for them, will be recognized at the Framingham High School Auditorium starting at 1 o'clock that afternoon. The event is being put on in collaboration with Leroy Watkins of Viking Sports, alongside the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metro West, the Metro West Chamber of Commerce, and we here at Access Framingham. A replay of the full gala will be aired by Access Framingham following the event. More details can be found at accessfram.tv. A shout out now to Framingham High School senior Ava Lombardo. She came in first place in the girls' 200-meter race during the state Division I Track and Field Championships last weekend at Westfield State University. The team's captain's time of 24:73 was enough to secure the state title as she set personal and school records with her effort. The Flyers boys team also secured third place in the 4x100-meter relay last weekend. Now a newly minted state champion, Lombardo will be heading off to UMass Lowell, where she's committed to continue her athletic career. Two other FHS athletes signed D1 track and field commitments recently. Sasha Lamakina will be competing at Cornell University, while Jennifer de Oliveira has committed to Stonehill College. We'd like to congratulate all of the Framingham High track and field athletes for their accomplishments. More Frame coverage is always available on our social media pages. Follow us on Instagram at FrameNews_, and be sure to search for The Frame on Facebook. Subscribe to Access Framingham's YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever we publish new content. Full Frame episodes are also available for you to watch or listen to on Spotify. We encourage you to follow us there. That's all for this week's Framingham News in Focus. For the entire team here at The Frame, thanks for joining us. My name is Brendan Fitzpatrick. We'll talk to you next week. Take care.